Okay, so we've seen a deep dive from the Hellbent team featuring TechSmith, and a gameplay video from Dowsey playing against the dev team. Flesh Immortal dropped some Journey knowledge, but we'll talk about that in another video. I've watched these Wart videos a few times today, and I'm going to talk about the things they revealed in those videos to give you an even deeper understanding of some of the new things they revealed in those videos, as well as some important gameplay tips to help you be a better monster or teen on the first day of the VHS beta, whenever it comes out.
Space Coconut.
First, the mutations. These are the different modes that each monster power has access to. But before I actually list the mutations, I want to point something out to you about the descriptions. They give you exact numbers. Isn't that nice? The mutations revealed in Dowsey's videos are Bomb, which says the leap power's stagger effect radius is increased by 25%. The activation time of the leap is increased by 20%. Throttle, the travel speed of Wart's leap when not taking damage is increased by 30%. The base cooldown of the leap is increased by 35%. Kinetic, the leap's base cooldown is reduced by 25%, but the leap will no longer create a shockwave and stagger teens. The acid armor mutations revealed are Toxic, the base amount of health loss a teen suffers from an attack while acid armor is active is increased by 15%. The damage required to shatter the acid armor is reduced by 20%. The Echolocation Mutation is Mimic. Echoes created by echolocation now trace movement of the affected teen for 1.2 seconds. The activation time of echolocation is increased by 25%. Now, as much as I want to talk about the other 4 mutations, I won't, since they haven't actually been revealed yet. I did ask for permission, so if they give the okay, I'll make an addendum to this video with the missing mutations. So as you can see, you can freely adjust how each power works by adjusting these mutations to fit your playstyle. Between the jump mutations, I prefer kinetic or throttle. Catching up to teens is the main reason you'll find yourself using leap, so making the leap itself more efficient to get you into a group of teens or away from a group of teens is going to be more beneficial than staggering a teen to get an easier hit. Kinetic will let you jump more often, while throttle will let you jump that distance faster. The choice is up to you. Bomb allows for easier stuns and as a result easier hits, so if you're having trouble keeping track of teens in close quarters and need to slow them down a bit to stop missing hits, this will be helpful to you. This mutation will probably be the least used after release because of its limited utility, so it might get some adjustments later to make it as useful as the other jump mutations. The Toxic mutation for acid armor is tricky. You're gonna get more damage if you score a hit, but if you throw yourself into a bad position, you have 20% less time to get that hit if you're taking damage. To use this effectively, I would suggest using a throttle jump to get into a teen's blind spot while armored to get the hit, using it more for offense, but relying on it less for defense because it's weaker. Hide behind cover or wait for the right chance to armor up and attack instead of armoring up and going in thinking you'll be just fine. Mimic for echolocation is as interesting as it is misleading. For new players, Mimic is going to help quite a bit when it comes to tracking, but as a team gains more gameplay experience, they're going to learn how to lead Wart in the wrong direction by changing direction when the echo finishes. But then the monster gains more gameplay experience and learns that teens might do this and anticipates it by going the opposite direction themselves. What you end up with is a mutation that basically does the same thing as the default power once the players reach a certain skill level. I suggest using Mimic to learn tracking and such, but once you get a handle on how teens hide and evade you and have more success locating them, I suggest trying the other mutations at that point. So let's move on to some gameplay tips. First, this clip.
Oh my god. My heart just about... This is so tense right here, man.
Yeah. So I'm right now, I'm like, okay. I can see him. He's waiting for something. So I'm wondering, Kyle is around there with the Enigma because he was there earlier. And there you see Sean and there's Kyle.
Yeah, there.
So they have 2 weapons. I take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, explain. I know what you just did there. Explain what you just did there, because that was some 200 IQ plays.
Yeah, so the eyeball is a one-hit pretty much kill on you, right? So I knew I put on my armor, and I knew that the Enigma takes time for it to charge up and damage you. So I pretty much armored up. I jumped into the eyeball, so I broke away my armor. I knew the Enigma was starting to hit me, so it slowly built up my curse. And then I was just able to, off the cooldown, able to hit Sean. That just summoned the eyeball.
That was such a crazy play. That was such a crazy play, man.
Yeah.
This play is the reason it's so important to understand each monster's weaknesses and strengths against the different weapons teens have at their disposal. The Eye is an instant hit, while the Enigma deals damage over time. For Wart, I find that ambushes with damage over time weapons are effective for solo playstyles, but if done properly, the one-hit weapons can work with proper teamwork. Speaking of ambushes...
That was such a crazy play, man.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And then right here, I just get the sneaks.
Oh!
You need to be so aware of those corners, because like...
Yeah.
They might be the most effective tactic for defeating a monster, but you need to position yourself correctly. Having a low obstacle between you and the monster that it can't hide behind or get around easily is going to be an ambush teen's best friend. While it sounds like a trip to Easy Win Town, remember that if a monster player has had that happen enough, they're going to start taking less direct paths to make predicting their pathing more difficult. Gaming experience and player skill are going to be very important for a player's success in VHS, like learning what mods a team can have on their Molotov that will give them 2 shots. Also, in case you needed a reminder, ambushes are effective. There's a lot of talk about Wart and Werewolf, so I'll be jumping into the fires of Dollmaster to learn what I can. Once I feel better about playing him, I'll share as much information as I can because I'm well aware that many people are interested in this character since it's so much different than the others. So I may as well try and help you learn as much as possible before you dive in yourselves. For us DBD Hag players, let me warn you right now, Dollmaster is very different. Do the YouTube things if you liked the video and hit the bell so you don't miss any new videos coming out. YouTube still wants me to make DBD videos, so we have to train the algorithm to like VHS content instead. So yeah, do the things. Until next time, I'm Space Coconut, and you're welcome.